Welcome to another edition of the Small Biz Chat podcast with our host, Melinda Emerson, Small Biz Lady, where our mission is to end small business failure. Hi there, and welcome to another edition of the Small Biz Chat podcast, the show that is on a mission to end small business failure. I'm your host, Melinda Emerson, Small Biz Lady, America's #1 small business expert. And this week we are bringing the fire with 3 powerhouse guests who are here to help you level up your business game. We're talking about strategies that separate the wannabes from the experts. We're also talking about the tools that's going to make your brand shine and the inside secrets on how to turn AI into your marketing BFF. The Small Biz Chat podcast is a peer-to-peer interview show that gives small business owners a way to get invaluable business advice. The goal of the show is to give small business owners an opportunity to hear sage advice from multiple angles to grow your business to the next level. So buckle up. You do not want to miss a second of this episode. And don't forget to like, share, and spread the word. You can watch this show on my Small Biz Chat YouTube channel and my Small Biz Lady Facebook page. So if you want more tips about how to save your business, how to grow your business, a new idea for your business, you definitely do not want to miss any episode of the Small Biz Chat. And if you love what you hear, leave us a helpful review wherever you listen to your favorite podcast so that other entrepreneurs can find this treasure trove of actionable advice. So now let's get to it. We're going to dive into expert market positioning, followed by how to use AI to supercharge your brand. And we're going to wrap it up with the ultimate guide in AI prompts for marketing. Our incredible guests are Oginga Carr, Debbie Allen, and Bryn Tillman. Now it's time for me to introduce my first guest, Oginga Carr. He's a dynamic AI implementation specialist, certified high-performance coach, and best-selling author with over 2 decades of experience helping organizations embrace technology for growth. Oginga is a business strategist specializing in harnessing AI to create impactful solutions for your business. With a track record of guiding entrepreneurs and organizations through transformational strategies, Oginga empowers leaders to scale their brands and achieve sustainable success. He's the creator of the AI Deep Dive. He combines cutting-edge technology with everything you need to know to take your brand to the next level. For more information, I want you to go to ogingacar.com. Oginga, welcome to the Small Biz Chat podcast.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. You know, I love to be able to be here with your tribe. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, listen, I'm so happy to have you back, and you've like remixed what you're doing. So talk to us, Jing, about what you've been up to and how you've become an AI implementation specialist.
Well, I'll tell you that like you said, I've been in business for 2 decades. And so it's all been about the consulting piece of it and the coaching piece of it and working with organizations. But honestly, what AI is it's just another tool. And so it's a great tool in order to be able to use so we can take what it is that we do and be able to do it in so much of a faster way. And so that's what it is I want to be able to share with business owners and for them to be able to realize you too can do it. It's not something to be scared of. And so that's the biggest thing.
All right, so let's just jump in. So what do you feel like are the biggest opportunities that AI presents us for business?
Well, some of the biggest opportunities that you have in business is, first of all, as a small business. As a small business, you have the opportunity to be able to play on the stage with the big guys. And so that means that one of the biggest things that we really struggle with in small businesses is creating content. See, understand this. There is the saying that content is king. But directed content is queen. And so I'm a big chess player. I played chess growing up. And so the queen is the most powerful piece on the court, on the actual on the chess set. And so we can be that and be able to have directed content in order for people to drive people to where it is that we're going with our business. And so that we can be able to really be able to figure out how do we reach that target market? how do we make sure that we're taking care of our customer in the right way? We want to be able to use that AI tool to be able to figure out exactly how we get those things done.
So tell me about how I can use it to brand myself, right? There's a lot of people talking about redundant activities and all kinds of stuff, but specifically I want you to drill down for us how a solopreneur can use AI to brand themselves or brand their business.
Absolutely. So what we should have in all of our businesses, no matter what kind of business you have, is you should have an integrated product suite. So what is an integrated product suite? Apple does a great job with integrated product suites. They have the iPhone, they have the iPad, they have the MacBook Air. All the same operating systems, but at different price points. We should have that in your business, no matter what kind of business it is you are. So we should have a free, a low tier, a mid tier, and a high tier offering. And so what AI allows for you to do is to be able to take that stuff that's inside of your brain and to be able to dump it out and do it, especially with the language models. The language models are great. So like ChatGPT. So with a language model, what you can do is take what you know and be able to synthesize it so that you can be able to brand yourself and market yourself in the best way. So when you think about a low tier item is something that costs below $100, so $1 to $100. All right. So low tier item, by having a book or having a small mini course that allows for people to realize that you're an expert in what you're talking about, that differentiates who it is that you are and allows for you to be able to move and be able to go and be able to go so much faster. So it's not about the fear of that. We want to be able to figure out how we create that.
So, okay, so people can do books, videos, blogs, social media posts to build brand authority. But should they, right? Because I always feel like you can use AI for content creation, maybe to do like outlines and stuff. But if you're developing like your signature content, your stuff that you want to be known for, should you really be doing that in AI?
So yes, here's the deal. What you're doing is you're going to train the AI to be just like you in order to be able to do it. So we're not putting out bland content. This is bland. What we do is that you can take in and be able to feed your voice into the AI, and then it'll start to kick back out that type of information and what it is and more along the lines. And so you could take something that you created, a three-step process. For instance, we talk about clarity, content, and consistency, right? So that's something that's big for me, to be clear about what your ideas are, understand the content, and then be consistent in what you're actually putting out there. Well, now if I take that and I feed that into a language model, it's going to be, and I ask it to the right prompts in order to be able to go deeper. We're going to be able to go deeper with that and be even better at who it is that we are. So what we have to realize is that the AI is smarter than we are in the fact that it has all of the different things it can pull into it. And this is not something where we're taking anybody else's stuff. What it does is give more independent thought further into what it is you're doing and to be able to create it. So it's not like, oh, let me create a cute video. Oh, yes, you can use AI to create cat videos if you want to. But what we want to do is to be able to take it to be able to expand our business and be able to grow it further, if that makes sense.
I think I understand, but what about using it to figure out your targeting, like who you should be pointing this new book or mini course or whatever at? How can you leverage AI for that?
Absolutely. So there's great ways and great tools in order to be able to figure out brand personas. So you can be able to look at it and say, okay, who is it that I will be targeting? Who it is that I will be looking for? Because most people, like Belinda, as you shared in many of your books, most people don't even know who their actual target market is or who they're actually searching for, who they want to be able to work with. And so we have to be able to define that. And so you can use the tools in order to be able to define that. What AI allows for me to do is something that it might have taken me a week to put together as far as a targeting or being able to look at who it is we want to be able to reach out to. We can get done in hours because all the different things that I would research to use now are right there at my hands. The way I like to explain this is that way back in the olden days, there were these things. I know we have a lot of younger people who listen to your podcast, but way back in the olden days, there were these things called encyclopedias. And so encyclopedias used to be the only way that we knew how to be able to go research something. So my parents weren't rich. We had in 1988, we had 1984 encyclopedia still. So whatever happened in between that time, we didn't have that. Okay. We didn't know what happened with that. The internet killed the encyclopedia business completely. What AI does is that it takes that to another level, because now all the things that we might Google and try to find bad information on or whatever, now we can be able to stretch it and be able to pull it together.
It's very, very interesting. So you think that in order for people to really be effective with AI, it's really about deep personalization. Is that what
Absolutely.
you're
It
saying?
absolutely is about depersonalization and being able to take that next step and be able to do it. So understand this, Melinda. You went to school. You got tons of degrees. You do all that stuff. So you know long division, right? You know how to do long division, correct? You could possibly, or you remember at some point in time to do it, right? Okay. Look, why would I do long division by hand? I understand the concept of it, but why would I do it by hand when I have a calculator to do it? That is what it is. You need to understand the concepts. We absolutely must. AI is not going to replace you. What will happen is someone who is using AI will replace you, because they will use their concepts in order to be able to use the tools and then be able to push it and be able to move forward with that. So, yes.
Well, do you have any experience with automating any of these brand tasks or anything?
Absolutely. So like there's great tools within the language models which allow for you to be able to automate different pieces that are there. And every day there's always shifts and changes that are going on. But you can use the AI to slide into different things like Zapier, where it can go, where I can be answering emails. So for instance, if I have an email that comes out and the AI understands what it is, my content, I can just plug that email right into the AI and it'll answer the email as me right there, instead of me having to actually go through the email and think about the things to be able to pull the things that are right there together. So it makes it much simpler. If I need to put together a proposal, if I have fed my content into the system, then putting together a proposal becomes extremely easy, because now all I have to do is just drop it in and be able to do it. Whatever it is we have, we can take that. If I want to be able to create additional tools from that, let's say I take one of my books and I want to feed my book content into the language model, then now I can pull from that and be able to use that to be able to create a course from that, or to be able to create a talk from that, or whatever those different things are, to be able to do that. So automation, so all the things that used to take us so long that we dreaded doing, we can get them done much faster.
All right, so free version can do all this, or do I need to use the paid version of AI?
So if you're going to be in business, the cost of doing business is you're going to need some paid tools. So yes, you can use a free version of ChatGPT, but you're going to be limited in what it is that you can do with it. But using a paid version, not the $200 version, the $20 version, literally being able to use the $20 a month version, that's a cost of doing business in your business, because literally it can replace some of the button pushing stuff that we were doing. So like, you don't know how to do Excel spreadsheets, the AI will do the Excel spreadsheet for you. Okay, so I need to be able. So if I need to create a profit and loss, I can create a P&L right there and be able to put the pieces together for it without me having to know Excel fully. So all these different things we had to press buttons to do, we had to do all that, all those little menial tasks. Now, so what it frees us up to do is to be more free thinkers and to think more about that. So we have to stop at treating our businesses and our schools like we're trained monkeys. We have to be able to think about it and think about problem solving to be able to figure out how we do that.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I want to hear more about this. And when we come back on the Small Biz Chat podcast, we're going to talk about common mistakes that people make with AI and how you can avoid them. You're watching the Small Biz Chat podcast live, and we'll be right back. Are you tired of feeling stuck in your business because your sales are not clicking? Well, it's not your fault. No one ever taught you how to sell the right way. Hi, I'm Melinda Emerston, the Small Biz Lady, and in my Sales Accelerator Bootcamp, I teach experts, coaches, and consultants my proven system, and I'm going to help you attract the right clients, confidently sell without feeling pushy, and follow up and close more deals. Listen, this is not theory. I am going to teach you real actionable techniques that have helped hundreds of business owners increase their revenues and finally feel confident in their sales process. Look, seats are limited, and if you're one of the first to apply, you're going to save $1,000 on my program. Listen, do not miss this opportunity. Apply now. Head over to smallbizladyuniversity.com so that you can sign up today. Oginga, Welcome back to the Small Biz Chat podcast. I'm so excited to see you and talk more about this AI stuff because I think people are still struggling kind of to get their arms around it. So, what are some common mistakes that businesses make when incorporating AI into their branding efforts?
One of the big mistakes is that they don't personalize enough. So we talked about personalization. They don't personalize enough. So then they put out bland information, which doesn't work. It is really important for you to put your brand image and your brand language into what you're doing with the AI, and then it'll be able to produce the effects it needs. Remember, people talk about it all the time: garbage in, garbage out. So let's put great stuff into it.
Now, tell me one simple action step that a brand can take today to start leveraging AI for their growth of their business.
One simple action step would be to use AI to put out more content. Most of our brands are not showing up and present enough, whether it be in social media or whatever. They say they have a brand, but they've only posted 3 times this year, and we're well into January. So the thing is that we want to be able to. They got to work Twitter like a job, like you used to, and be able to put it in and be able to get it done and get it knocked out. So definitely.
All right. And what is the best business advice that you have ever received?
Wow, the best business advice I ever received is always be selling. That's really important. That whatever business you're in the sales business. So you might be in painting or whatever it is, but what the business you're actually in is in the sales and marketing business, because that's the lifeblood of your organization. Whether that is donations you're getting in or whatever it is, that's the lifeblood of your organization. So we have to be able. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Well, thank you so much. For those of you that want more information about his AI deep dive product, head over to ogingacarr.com. Thank you, Oginga, for joining us. And when we come right back, we are going to be talking about how to position yourself in the marketplace. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady. You're watching the Small Biz Chat podcast. Stay with us.
Are you ready to turn your dreams of entrepreneurship into a reality? Hi, I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and I want to invite you to check out smallbizladyacademy.com. We're here to help you every step of the way with our comprehensive training programs and expert resources. You'll learn how to start and grow a successful business that aligns with your passions and your goals. From business systems to sales strategies, we cover it all. Plus, our supportive community of fellow women business owners is here to cheer you on and provide guidance when you need it. Don't wait any longer to pursue your dreams. Join smallbizladyacademy.com today. We build businesses and we help you build the life you've always wanted.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Small Biz Chat podcast live. I'm Melinda Emerson, your host. And if you're watching us on my Small Biz Lady YouTube channel or on my Small Biz Lady Facebook page, please give us a like. Please share. Please let people know all of this great information. And if you are listening to us on your favorite, where you like to listen to podcasts, please consider giving us a helpful review. Now, if you don't like our show, don't bother. But if you do, we want to make sure that you tell lots of people about us, because we have been doing this 5 years, you guys. And so we're really excited to have more and more people find out about the Small Biz Chat podcast. Now it's time for me to introduce my guest. We're going to be talking about market positioning. And we have one of the top experts on that here with us. Her name is Debbie Allen, and she is a market positioning expert with decades of business experience as a business consultant. Debbie works one-on-one and in small groups to naturally gauge where businesses are and have a need for expansion, increased sales, or faster growth with her innovative expert positioning. She's authored 10 best-selling books, including High Paid Expert, Success is Easy, and Expert Positioning. For more information, you can go to expertmarketpositioning.com. Debbie, welcome to the Small Biz Chat podcast.
Well, thrilled to be here, Melissa. I love small business. That's how I started my career 20 some years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
no.
wanting to help them, just
Small business is the backbone of America, so
right.
everyone needs to be paying attention. So, tell us, Debbie, a little bit about you. What inspired you to become an expert positioning? An expert in positioning, market positioning.
Well, I've always loved marketing. So I built and sold multiple businesses. And one that I did for 15 years was building and selling women's clothing stores. So I know from brick and mortar, small business. And then when I was finished that part of my chapter of my life, I was like, I want to help people be successful because I had mentors that took me from my first year in business was $100,000 to 2.5 million in 2 years. And
Mhm,
so without their help, I could never have done it. I've never gone to college. I
mhm.
never even applied for a job. I've been JOB. I have to spell it. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19 years old. Bought into my family business. So all I think is that. But I have had like these professors. I call my professors all these people that were very successful in business that taught me how to go fast. And so it just made logical sense. Like I want to help people be successful. I didn't know anything about the speaking business 27 years ago. You know what it's like getting into the speaking business. So I was just like, I was at this big trade show, and it's like, oh, I can speak here and I can help them, and that's really how I launched my speaking business. Got into retail, and then did keynotes, and then did a 3-year world tour, and then I had to reinvent myself completely when I came back from that tour. And I'm like, I'm not just a marketing expert anymore. I'm not just a speaker. I'm an expert who happens to speak and be a consultant. So what
Sure.
is that word? That title. And that's always the hardest thing for people to kind of where to position themselves even at their title. And I went, I'm sharing my life's work, and my life's work is a highly paid expert. I've been highly paid to share my knowledge, and then I transfer that onto other people, find out what their brilliance is, what they're absolutely great at, and how they, who their ideal target market is, and then go out and position them to get those clients and get a lot of money, make a lot of money because of how you positioned yourself.
Sure, sure. So, tell me, how do you define expert positioning, and why is it so critical?
As simple as I could say, it'd be like the best of the best. Like if you owned a retail store, you'd be the best retail store that specialized in whatever that was, right? Or if you were a speaker, you specialized in this topic. Or if you're a coach, you specialize in this topic. So you have to pick a lane, and then you be the best in that lane. So you have had a lot of experience in what you're sharing, way more than the average person. So when you step up to that expert world, everything changes around you because once you've stepped into that world, it becomes bigger than you. It's like you can't stop because you're there to help so many people as that level. And I think there's a mindset about that because expert's a big word. You have to be ready to step into that. And I think a lot of people think, oh, I could just call myself an expert and then kind of wing it till I figure it out. And that's not the case. You have to come in with a body of knowledge, really know your brilliance, and be able to not only have that brilliance, but be able to transfer that onto other people. And that's a skill as well.
Well, it's interesting. I think that the pandemic invented all of these experts, right?
Yes, yes.
They're all out on Instagram screaming that they are experts anyway. But the rest of us, the real ones, we're out here on LinkedIn with a body of work for somebody to go look up. But anyway, so let's talk about the first steps that someone should take to help them identify their area, their zone of genius or their area of expertise.
Well, I'm going to give you a good example of, just even a couple of calls this morning that I had with people that heard me on a webinar and then set up a call with me. So one guy, he's from South Africa, and he's like, I'm really stuck. I almost feel like I have imposter syndrome. And I was like, okay, when somebody says that to me, I'm like, okay, you got to clear up this mindset, because if you don't believe in what you're doing, you're definitely got to clear that up before you move to the next level. That's stopping you. It's putting all the barriers. And from that, it wasn't even him. I said, there's no reason for you to feel that way. The reason you're getting a block in income and opportunity is because of your marketing. Because I read, what he had. He had this 18 years experience in the hospitality industry, and he's going, I don't know who to market to. I'm like, the hospitality industry, it in and out, their problems, and you are their solution. Like, that is so easy to understand in the way I looked at it. But he was frustrated because he had really poor marketing. He's not an expert. Just because you're an expert in something doesn't mean you're good at marketing and sales. And as you know, is that everybody needs marketing and sales and in business. But I just help them pull that piece out. They bring their brilliance, and then we team up and say, how do we put that together
in a word and a messaging that everybody can, your ideal client can figure that out. And their ideal client is somebody that can pay them. It
Right,
might not be the passion, you might be following the passion in a nonprofit and there's no money there. So
right,
you
right.
gotta have both things.
Yeah, your ideal client is definitely someone who can pay you. Now, what role does content creation you think help define people as experts?
I mean, it's really everything, because when you should be able to introduce yourself with your business name and what you do in a matter of seconds, like your business name, your unique selling proposition, which is like 5 to 15 words that give the outcome of the delivery. Like, what is the ROI? What is the return on investment that you can deliver? And how long does that take, right? It's like, say what that is. And then in your messaging, of course, who your ideal target market is, and then your case studies that have proven that as well. And then your system, process, or formula to help people get there. That's really the true expert. But anybody in any world, whether they're helping other people and coaching them, they can also be an expert at, the best pizza place, the best clothing store, the best everything. You kind of have to really own something. Like, what can you really own that's yours that nobody can take from you? You'll have these imposters that are trying to take it. And when you're good, people try and grab your stuff. But when you're the best and you're known as the best and you own that, they're never going to take that. And then if everybody's taking it, like online, a lot of people are grabbing people's ideas. Okay, it's time to reinvent. I have reinvented so many times in my business because people think, oh, okay, they're grabbing my ideas. I'm already 10 steps ahead of them because
Sure.
I see another vision of what needs to be happening. And you can do that in any business. If you're an expert in what you've been doing, you can see the steps. Like I sold my clothing stores because I saw that, small boutiques were going to be in trouble. There was becoming the Jurassic Park of our retail future. I saw that coming. I was in the heyday of that. I knew when to sell. I knew when to go into the next opportunities. And I think that's a true entrepreneur. So a true entrepreneur, a small business owner that thinks like an entrepreneur, that can really own their brilliance, and then people know them for that. And they become like one of nobody. Like, it's like, I don't care if it's the best cinnamon rolls. Like, there's a place down the street that's got the best cinnamon rolls ever. And my husband keeps coming home with all these different cinnamon rolls from everybody that makes cinnamon rolls. There's the best. No, it's the place down the street. I don't know why you're getting cinnamon rolls anywhere else. If I'm going to put those calories in, it's going to be the best. And they've got it honed in. So it's the same with anything you do.
Sure. I know a lot of times when people walk up to me or people, book time on my calendar, they're like, I want to be a speaker. I want to be an author, and I want to know, what advice do you give people that are just trying to start out, that are just trying to build up their ability to charge people to speak? What advice would you give?
I think you're probably hearing that, Melinda, because they want to be you, because you make it look easy. But look at all the years and experience you've had, right? You don't just switch they don't see how you had to climb your way up there and work really hard to get there. Now success looks easy. The thing is, you have to do the due diligence, and you have to admit, these are my weak areas. I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at sales. I'm not good at whatever that is. And I'm too close to my own business to see where my blocks are. And I need help. That's the number one thing. I've worked with so many coaches and mentors over the years. I've done the personal development along with the business development. And that's why I can be, kind of the visionary consultant that I am. But it took me years to get there, right? So the first step is that foundation that we talked about, is building that foundation. What is your niche? What is your brilliance? What is that area that you can help people with? And then how are you going to own that space? That's always the most important, because if you don't get the foundation right to begin with, it doesn't matter what other words are on your website or what your programs are. Once you nail it from the beginning and you pick that lane and you stay in that lane, it's almost like a niche within a niche that you're really good at. And an example of that too is, like, I have other things that I teach besides expert positioning, but that's always the first foundation for everybody, because the majority of small businesses are stuck not making the kind of money they want to make because they created a job for themselves. They're working too hard. They wouldn't even work for somebody else, getting paid what they pay themselves. And they wouldn't work that many hours working for somebody else. So they've created a job. And so I think one of the first things too, if you have a business, or you have a small business, you're not making the kind of money you want, you need to look at your business completely differently. what things am I doing that aren't making me money, and focus on being the leader of your business, the expert of your business, and run it from that leadership perspective.
Well, I know one of the things that I had to realize when I first became a speaker, and I became a speaker back in 2007. So let's get in our time machine and go back,
Right, we're about there, yeah.
16 years or so. But one of the things I think people have to make a distinction of is there's a difference between being a speaker and understanding the speaking business. And I think that for me, I knew business. I didn't know the speaking business. And one of the first things that I had to learn was how to sell from the platform, which was something I knew how to speak. I could tell great stories. I can make people laugh, but I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to get a line in the back of the room. And so that was something that I had to invest in with coaching. And I, became a member of the National Speakers Association, the whole bit. And I think that those are things that people don't understand. They think standing up in front of people and getting applause is the game. And
if they're thinking that way, it's very self-focused versus what are you doing for the outcome. And the thing about the speaking business, I love NSA. I've been a member 27 years myself. But the thing is, it's not a sustainable business as a one income stream. It's a one trick pony. And that's why I teach people to position themselves as an expert and then create multiple income streams around that. So what other income streams could you create around the work that you're doing? Because when the speaking industry dries up, and it's happened a couple times when we've both been in business, the financial crisis took a huge hit, and it was a good 5 years to turn that around. That's when I did the international tour. I went, hey, there's no business here. I was at the highest paid speaking fee I was ever at, and then it just crashed and burned. And then the pandemic hit, and then people went online, and then now online is getting overly saturated. We're hungry for live events. But the thing about, again, you really hit on there, the business of speaking, is looking at it like, how can I use the skill of speaking to make a lot of money in a lot of different ways? Could be an online course, could be, one-on-one consulting with people, depending what your business is, right? But other ways, because I had to crash and burn myself and go through the pain before I realized this is what I need to teach other people.
Sure.
Because the kind of clients I'm getting as speakers now are the speakers that are very successful. They're already making $500,000 a year, and they're road warriors, and they come to me and say, Deb, I can't be a road warrior. I can't be a one-trick pony anymore. I need to find other ways to make money with the skill of speaking.
Yeah, and I'm the opposite from a lot of people, because when I first started speaking, I was a single parent of a young child. So I couldn't be on the road 40, 50, 60 days a year. So I learned how to make as much money from my living room as I possibly could. I became the best webinar presenter you could ever find back in the day before online was the thing. And that really propelled me, even with a lot of corporate brands. So, speaking was never the largest part of my business. I do it, but when people see me live, it's a treat because I don't do it a lot, so, and that can boost your value in the marketplace as well.
That's the key to the speaking business, what you just said. You're absolutely brilliant. You started with the right way to do it. People think they want to get on the keynote stage. I've been on some of the biggest keynote stages because I went from association work like training to go keynote stage, and I got exactly what I wanted, and thousands of people. And then I would go to my hotel room and go, I feel really lonely. I hope that message stuck. I was only with them for an hour, right? I like that deep dive where you see people change and grow and actually grow small businesses. So you're very smart to figure that out early on. I wasn't that smart. It took me a little while in a financial crisis.
Well, you know what? I mean, I had to do what I had to do because I had a little boy, right? He's now finally 19. So now I'm free to move about the country, but I don't have to. So there's that.
You don't have to. Awesome.
But listen, when we come back, I want to talk to you more about the biggest mistakes that people make when they start to position themselves as an expert. Hey there, you are watching the Small Biz Chat podcast live, and we will be right back. Are you tired of feeling stuck in your business because your sales are not clicking? Well, it's not your fault. No one ever taught you how to sell the right way. Hi, I'm Melinda Emerston, the Small Biz Lady, and in my Sales Accelerator Bootcamp, I teach experts coaches, and consultants my proven system. And I'm going to help you attract the right clients, confidently sell without feeling pushy, and follow up and close more deals. Listen, this is not theory. I am going to teach you real actionable techniques that have helped hundreds of business owners increase their revenues and finally feel confident in their sales process. Look, seats are limited, and if you're one of the first to apply, you're going to save $1,000 on my program. Listen, do not miss this opportunity. Apply now. Head over to smallbizladyuniversity.com so that you can sign up today. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Small Biz Chat podcast. I'm talking with my guest, Debbie Allen, and we're talking about expert positioning. All right, Deb, let's talk about what are the biggest mistakes you see folks make when they're just getting started positioning themselves as an expert brand.
They try and get cheap. So they're trying to do the DIY. I'll just do it myself. I'll create my own website, my own marketing. Even though I don't know marketing, I'll throw something out there. Then I'll go make some money, and then I might hire a consultant. So in the meantime, they've positioned themselves ineffectively, which actually hurt their credibility and their value. And now they got to rebuild and completely relaunch. And so, here's the number one thing. This is a business. I don't care what kind of small business you're in. First and foremost, it's a business. When I built my business from day one, it was, I'm going to build it to sell it. An entrepreneur thinks two ways: build to sell or build to magnify. And you got to be thinking that way. You're not creating a job for yourself. You're building a business that you can sell and move on to the next chapter. And if somebody takes your business and they destroy it, that's up to them. But you do the best that you can do to get there. And the thing is, you have to invest in business. And every time as I was building, I didn't go from $100,000 to $2.5 million in 2 years without continually reinvesting. So reinvesting, and then be smart about your reinvesting. So when you're reinvesting with a coach or consultant to help you move to the next level, make sure you've done your homework on that person, that their case studies are real, and understand very clearly what is the ROI, what is the return on investment I'm going to get, and how long is it going to take me to get that investment back. And then it's a great investment that will move the needle and move you to making more money and getting a better business.
Yeah, and I would just piggyback on that as well. If the expert that you want to hire is only big on one social media platform, be concerned about that. You need to see their expertise lots of places in lots of different ways. Otherwise, they may be only one step ahead of you. And I see a lot of people hiring people that have not been when they're trying to go, but they're flashier about what their business has been able to create for them in terms of their lifestyle. So people are hiring people because of that. But I did a solo podcast years ago called Beware of New Business Barbie. She's dangerous, right? So I just want to put that out there. But let's say you do have limited resources. What are some of the low-cost strategies that people can implement and as they're getting set to start, positioning themselves as an expert?
Well, there's so much education online right now with all the webinars, and finding those experts that you really, I want to work with this person, but maybe I can't afford that yet. Join their email list, join all their online classes, even join, Small Business Development Center, get a free consultant in SBA. If you have to start there, they're not going to go deep dive with you, but at least they'll give you some start. But find those really, there's worldwide experts here on the web. It's like we don't have to go to the library anymore. They're all right in front of us. Melinda, how you started many years ago. They're right here. Follow them and then say, hey, I want to get to the place where I can work with that person and go deep dive. But in the meantime, just do a lot of self-training and starting to implement. We've never been in a position where we've had so much education at our fingertips and so many experts that are online at every type of level you can imagine. So it's right there. Like when we started our business, Linda, we didn't have that. We didn't have the access to all the education we have now. It's the absolute perfect time to be really positioning yourself and go deeper without having to, start out spending a lot of money. Find out who you like, study them and follow them a while. Sometimes people follow me. A gentleman I talked to this morning, from South Africa, he said, I've been following you for 3 years. I'm like, oh, I felt there was a stalker there. But people sometimes follow me for years before they actually take action and do something, because it could be their mental state, it could be their financial state, it could be a lot of things.
Sure, sure. No, I agree with you. I mean, I think when we got started, the only thing that was out there was YouTube. I mean, and that was it. It wasn't all this other stuff. Um, but it's interesting. There's so much stuff out here now. People have to be careful about whose advice they take. And so I ask you to make sure that you are Googling people, make sure that you see multiple places where they have been quoted, interviewed, have they written a book, have they hit major media? Like those are clues that these people are legit and can really help you. Because there's a lot of really good salespeople out here that can't really help you.
Can I add one more thing to that, Melinda?
Sure.
So, here's where people are. When sometimes you get people that have the money and ready to go. And so they haven't really been in the right circle. So they'll go out to an event somewhere and then they'll have somebody speaking on, you need to write a book to be an expert. And then they go and hire somebody. And this is a new client that just signed up with me this week. She invested $100,000 in a publicist to write her book and get her media. And she has absolutely no income from clients yet, hasn't got out speaking, nothing. And she's not, of course, she's not getting the results because it's like, that's a cart before the horse. You don't write the book before you figured out what your expertise is. And then the book is a marketing tool. So it's going to have all of those, income streams that they're selling in the back. So, she even said to me, she's like, well, I got to wait to work with you because I got to finish my book. And I'm like, no. We got to start making you some money.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes they go to these conferences and hear speakers, and they just get all excited. Like, this is my answer. And then they're deep in the woods and they've made so much investment. They think, oh gosh, I got to finish this.
Yeah, no, it's like washing without soap, right? It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's like, so people have to make sure that they have a strategy. The publicist is actually hired last, 3 months before the book is about to come out. You don't hire the publicist to help you write the book.
Right, you get it. I mean, we could hang out and talk about business all day. It's love it when people get it. No wonder you're following Melinda. She's smart. Like she gets it. That's another piece of your hearing right here. Pay attention. You got to take the right steps in the right order, and you got to put money in the right order. Otherwise, it's going to take you that much longer to get to where you want to go.
Exactly. And unfortunately, there's a lot of snake oils folks out here in this business. All right, Debbie, last question for you. What is the best piece of business advice that you have ever been given?
It's got to be focused, staying focused. So, it's like, once you pick the lane and you own that lane, stay focused. When I talk about multiple income streams, it's like, you don't start 5 income streams in one day and different things. They're all that fit into that same business. They're not different things. And so I learned that really growing up in a family business, because my dad would start a new business every 6 months and then throw it in my lap to run. And I learned a lot from that, but I also learned that the things that he focused on, the car rental business and the mini storage business, they blew up. They were very, very successful. But all these other things that he just went on a whim, I'll just do this, they all failed. So it was always like, I learned, like, I got to focus and I got to get really good at something and master it. And then I can add something else, the mastery level.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Debbie. I think if someone is serious about becoming an expert, you are an amazing resource. And when we come back, we're going to talk about AI, but from a different angle. We're going to talk about how to get the best prompt results in AI. You're watching the Small Biz Chat podcast, and we will be right back.
Are you ready to turn your dreams of entrepreneurship into a reality? Hi, I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and I want to invite you to check out smallbizladyacademy.com. We're here to help you every step of the way with our comprehensive training programs and expert resources. You'll learn how to start and grow a successful business that aligns with your passions and your goals. From business systems to sales strategies, we cover it all. Plus, our supportive community of fellow women business owners is here to cheer you on and provide guidance when you need it. Don't wait any longer to pursue your dreams. Join smallbizladyacademy.com today. We build businesses and we help you build the life you've always wanted.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Small Biz Chat podcast. I'm Melinda Emerson, your host, and it's time for me to introduce my next guest. Her name is Bryn Tillman, and Bryn is going to put you on the right path for all things AI. She is a globally recognized LinkedIn strategist. She's an author, and she's the CEO of Social Sales Link. She's also known as the LinkedIn Whisperer. And she has been my friend, you guys, for a really, really long time. And I'm so excited to have her on the show today. She helps entrepreneurs and sales professionals leverage LinkedIn to grow their networks, build relationships, and drive sales. She's the master of social selling, and she transforms businesses into connectors. And she has offered practical strategies for long term success in the digital landscape for many, many years. And now her firm has developed a brand new AI powered tool to help sales development on LinkedIn. It's called Ask SSL.ai. And she's here with us, and she is going to talk about how you can zhuzh up your LinkedIn with AI. Bryn, welcome to the Small Biz Chat podcast.
Oh, hello, my friend. I am so honored to be here with you today. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So tell us, briefly tell us about Social Sales Link and about you, and then jump into this really awesome new tool that you have to help people really leverage LinkedIn by utilizing AI.
Thank you. And it's LinkedIn, but it's email and sales and all these other things. So first, Social Sales Link is a company that I started many, many years ago. My very first live presentation was with Melinda. So that's how long ago this was, which was just absolutely amazing. And still, my friendship with her means so much. So, Social Sales Link is designed to help revenue driven professionals start trust based conversations without being salesy. And now with AI, we recognize the most important thing is that sales and marketing folks or entrepreneurs responsible for their own sales and marketing absolutely leverage these tools in a way that makes them more efficient. There were four challenges that entrepreneurs or small business owners faced with AI. The first challenge was getting their voice heard, their prohibitions, the things they want to say, the words they never want to say. The second thing is they had different conversations with different customers. So the entrepreneurs wanted to hear one thing around content, and the CEOs or the maybe the finance CFOs that they're selling to and larger companies have different needs. And so the LLMs, the large language models, the chat GPTs, Geminis, the Claudes and Perplexities got confused, right? And they would mix those messages. The next thing is we would have all of these prompts and no way to really organize them and use them over and over again and train them to get smarter and smarter. And the last thing was organizing our chats so that we could use them over and over again. So my team and I went out looking for a solution. There wasn't one. So we launched AskSSL.ai that learns you, your voice, your clients' avatars, their ICP, your ICPs, which your ideal customer profiles, your voice, your content, and you have access to over 300 prompts.
Wow. So you have a library of prompts people can just pull down through the tool?
Yeah, everything from pre-call planning to I want to get a marketing plan put together to I'd like a blog post, or maybe I want to create my own prompt. We have a prompt for that.
Oh, wow. This is really neat. So you've designed this so that these are like all the headaches people were having with the regular LLMs, and you said, "Okay, I'm going to fix this by building it." Like, how crazy was
Yeah.
that? How long did it take you guys to even do that?
So about 9 months. And what we did is, we're built on top of OpenAI. So we are what we call a skin.
Mhm.
right? So we lie on top of OpenAI, but we make ChatGPT more organized, more effective, more productive. And we help folks really create prompts that they can use over and over and over again.
All right, so I think AI prompting is a real issue for people. I don't. I
I
think
do.
people are going in here and putting one sentence and and getting whatever they get. So can you talk to us about like your top three prompts that you use like all the time, and how they're so specific that they really get you what you need?
So I love that. If I can talk about the framework first, I think that might be helpful. So we have a very specific framework that that we use. It's called the CRISP model, CRISP, and then there's a bonus at the end. So what is that? Context. You want to tell your large language model, your LLM, what it is that you want to achieve. Then R, role. Who are they? Are they an award winning marketing leader? Are they an Emmy winning script writer? Like, who are they? What is the talent that they bring to the table? I will even throw in sometimes if I'm doing, an award winning marketer, I might say, you are the baby of Seth Godin and Neil Patel. If they had a baby, that's you. Like, that's the role. I want you to bring those two methodologies together. I have some fun with it, right? So it's context, role. I is inspiration. This is kind of the what do you want behind this, right? It's not just I want you to create that, but this is kind of your story, a little bit of um, the way that you want this to come across and the purpose, and you can really kind of play with inspiration. Next is scope. So that's really kind of bringing it in and giving it parameters. I want this to be 200 words or less, or I want this in iambic pentameter, whatever, right? However you want to do this, that's the scope of the work. If you are looking to do, let's say, I want you to create a marketing plan, the scope might be over 90 days, right? Or the scope could be, I want you to focus on LinkedIn, X, and Instagram only. Or I want you to deeply focus on video. Like, that would be the scope. And then P, which I think is the most important, is prohibitions. What don't you want the prompt to give you? What are the results you don't want? I, in all my prohibitions, do not start anything with a prepositional phrase. In today's ever-changing world, or you immediately you're like, oh, that's ChatGPT. Or do not ever use the word delve, because we know I have never used the word delve before ChatGPT. So why would I start using it now? Right? So, okay, so that's crisp. Context, role, inspiration, scope, prohibition, and then the Ask AI bonus. And in my opinion, this is the one line that will change prompting for you forever. So if you never hear of me again or talk to me again, write this down and use this at the end of every single one of your prompts for the rest of your life. Ready? Ask me all the questions you need to complete this task one at a time. And now it takes this prompt that would just give you an answer, and now it will start to interview you on on your perspective. And now it's creating it in your words, not chat's words.
Love it, love it, love it. That I think you just gave people gold right there. Um, are there? I know that you're an expert in LinkedIn, but how do you tie this tool back to being better on LinkedIn? Can you do
So a lot of this is
that?
that we're building content that is meaningful to the recipient. So A lot of times we will content that we want our audience to know versus content that they want to consume. And we have quite a few frameworks of content that ensures the content that you are putting out is not pitchy. It's not about making the sale, it's about starting the conversation. So our prohibitions are, do not make this salesy or pitchy. Make sure we are not leading with your product or solution, that we are leading with insights and value. So all of that is built into our hundreds of prompts so that we are ensuring the content, the output, no matter how much you put in, that sounds pitchy, the output is insights and value. So that's obviously for LinkedIn, but also your messaging, your connection requests, your campaigns. We have 15 campaigns now: prospect by poll, prospect by influencer, prospect by interview. So you pick a campaign and it runs you through the entire step-by-step process of what you need to do. It'll say, set up a calendar invite that says this. Once you're done, let me know and we'll go to the next step. So it's not even just, I'm going to give you content. It is literally a how-to guide, a playbook to take you through almost anything you can imagine. And if we haven't imagined it, part of our membership, which is a monthly membership, is we will customize your prompt for you. You say, hey, I want this. And we'll say, okay, let's build it together.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, you've made my head spin, and you've made me like get better at AI just in this brief conversation. But Brent, if somebody's just getting started, is your tool for them, or is it someone that's a little bit further down the road? Like, is it for newbies, or is it for people that know a little something about AI and they want to just like go to the next level?
Yeah, I love that question. So we have incredible support. We have onboarding calls. We have unlimited 15-minute calls in the first 90 days with any of our team. We have two group coaching calls a week, 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and 1 p.m. on Thursdays, where people can come in and we can work with them. We have a community where they can pop in their questions and any one of our team members or other members can answer. So, um, we have some folks that are amazing inside of ChatGPT, but they're with us for the organization and the voice and the ease of saving all their templates because they use them over and over again, so they don't have to go copy and paste. And they can organize all of their chats so they can come back to them with just a quick search that is not available in any of the LLMs right now. And then there are the newbies that are like, I don't exactly know what an LLM is. And we have training and coaching for them as well. So it's the system is set up for anyone, and then we will customize the experience based on what you want and need to get out of it.
Love it. All right, Brent, what's the best business advice you've ever been given?
The best business advice I've ever been given is from you. And you said this to me a long time ago when I said, I can't charge that hourly. That's crazy. And you said, how many hours did it take you to create the content that you are giving them hourly? And what is the return on the investment they get from the money they pay you? And I was literally, I mean, this was like, I don't know how many years ago. I went from $100 an hour to $500 an hour and nobody blinked.
Exactly.
So thank you.
I love that. I don't even remember telling you that. So I'm awesome. That's awesome that you
I'm,
that
yeah.
you did that. So I appreciate you. And listen, you have just given us such amazing advice. But what I want to do is go to break. And when we come back, we are going to have a quick little chat that we call Hit It or Quit It. So you are watching the Small Biz Chat podcast. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, your host, and we will be right back.
Are you ready to turn your dreams of entrepreneurship into a reality? Hi, I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and I want to invite you to check out smallbizladyacademy.com. We're here to help you every step of the way with our comprehensive training programs and expert resources. You'll learn how to start and grow a successful business that aligns with your passions and your goals. From business systems to sales strategies, we cover it all. Plus, our supportive community of fellow women business owners is here to cheer you on and provide guidance when you need it. Don't wait any longer to pursue your dreams. Join smallbizladyacademy.com today. We build businesses and we help you build the life you've always wanted.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Small Biz Chat podcast. And now we're going to do one of my favorite segments that we call Hit It and Quit It. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. Each of my guests is back. We have Oginga Carr, Debbie Allen, and Brent Tillman. And what's going to happen is I'm going to ask each of them the same question. They only have 30 seconds to answer. And if someone takes your answer, you got to come up with another answer, okay? And you can't go over 30 seconds. If you do, you're going to get the cowbell, and I don't want to give you that. So, all right. So first up, we're going to bring Oginga back first because he is the one who's been on ice the longest. And then Debbie will come to you, and then Brent will come to you. So my very first question is, what is your favorite podcast?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be the Small Biz Lady podcast, all right? Gosh, I mean, I'm a loyal listener every time, so that has to be it. So that's what it is. I mean, I can't wait to listen to this one and hear myself on it. So it's gonna be great.
Well, thank you. You're very sweet, Debbie. What is your favorite podcast?
Okay, I can't use the same, so I would, because this is good. This is really good. Project Me with Tiffany Carter. You got to be able to take the F-bombs because she throws them out. But boy, she really gets in your face and talks about business and nails it. I'm always entertained because she's kind of out there.
Love it, love it. All right, Brent, what's your favorite podcast?
Sales Gravy podcast. I get a takeaway every single time.
I love Jeb too. He's great. I love that podcast. And my favorite podcast is actually Membership Geeks. I'm these two guys out of jolly old England, and they are hilarious talking about. They be like, "You want to know why ain't nobody joining your membership site? We'll tell you." It's like they get all up in your business, but I love them, and they've been a great inspiration to me. All right, second question: what is your favorite business app? Debbie, I'm coming to you first, then you, Brent, and then you, Oginga. What is your favorite business app?
Well, this is going to sound weird. It's going to, because TikTok is where I get some of my business ideas. That's where I found Project Me with Tiffany. I hired her as a coach and paid a lot of money. So I think it's just where I have like attention span of little videos. So I want little bits of information and find out what inspires me. And then I follow those people.
Got it. Well, I hope it stays around. We'll see. Brent, tell me, what is your favorite business app?
So I'm going to share, I wouldn't say favorite, but it's probably the best one to offer the audience, which is Big View. Now, Big View is, and you can go to socialsaleslink.com/bigview, BIGVU. It is an app that's on your phone that you can put a teleprompter in, put your words in, and you can record for TikTok or YouTube Shorts or LinkedIn. But you can record it on your phone, click a button, and edit it on your laptop.
That's hot. I actually have never heard of that. So you're dropping a new one for me. That's good stuff.
It's amazing.
That sounds like good stuff. Good stuff there. All right, Oginga, what's your favorite app?
So I'd have to say Kajabi is my favorite app. I run my entire business through Kajabi, and so running the different courses that we run through it, as well as like with our book writing program, our authors use Kajabi as far as to be able to sell their books through and everything along those lines. And so I really love it. It's a great all-in-one space to be able to use where you can have a CRM and it's all in one space as well. So yeah.
All right, good stuff. All right, next question. Bryn, you're going to get this one first this time. Then you, Oginga, and then you, Debbie. What is your favorite old school marketing tip?
Marketing. Oh, my favorite old school marketing tip, I think, would be make sure you have one call to action. If you have on any of your blog posts, your content, your emails, if you have more than one call to action, you confuse your audience.
Love it, love it. All right, Deb, what's your best favorite old school marketing tip?
Shamelessly successful self promotion. So there is an art and a science to it. And if you don't have a lot of money, you got to market yourself. You got to market your ideas as an entrepreneur. I was a shameless self promoter very early on, but I learned the art and the science of it and mastered it and did keynotes around that for a long time. Wrote a book on it called Confessions of Shameless Self Promoters. So that's a great way to start. If you don't have the money, even then, you got to put yourself out there. So.
I love it. I love it. All right, Oginga, what's your favorite old school marketing tip?
It's all about showing up. So it's the book Jab 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 Right Hook. So it's about showing up and being able to put the content out there, not being overly salesy like we talked about, but really, and then actually making offers. We have to make offers in order for people to buy something from you. They're not going to show up at your house. We got to make offers.
Right, right. If you don't ASK, you won't GET, right? All right. Now, all right. Last question, you guys. And Oginga, I'm coming back to you for this one, and then you, Debbie, and then Brent. What is the best business book you have ever read? Best
I'm not gonna say one of yours again because that's we really would. It's be your own boss. That's it. But I really love your books. But probably you see, I have books all behind me as far as with that being able to do so. But I do love your books. Switch is a great book as well too. And so it's about really switching your mindset and being able to move forward with that. So yes, absolutely.
That is a good book. I like that book.
Yeah,
all right, Debbie, what do you got?
What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And the reason that one is, it's a quote. It's a metal plate on my desk I look at every day, because we're all going to run into challenges and we're all going to go through obstacles. But what I learned in business, you got to do whatever it takes to get on the other side. So I always live by that.
I love it. I love it. All right, Brent, what's your favorite business book?
So I have so many different favorite business books, and it fluctuates all the time. But what am I going to say that? I'm going to say my current favorite business book. I'm going to go old school. Good to Great.
Okay.
I'll go back. Good
all
to
right.
Great. And then I'm going to tell you what my favorite business book will be in September, which will be The LinkedIn Edge by Jeb Blunt and Bryn Tillman.
All right, we're gonna have to get you guys back on here. All right, my favorite book is 10x is easier than 2x by Dan Sullivan.
That's excellent on audio too.
It is good. I've listened to it and I've read it twice. It's an excellent book. It's amazing because he says, look, if you have to do things that make you transform, if you don't, you're wasting your time. Anyway, all right. Well, listen, thank you all so much for being a guest on the Small Biz Chat podcast. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much to Bryn Tillman. Go check out her new site, ASKSSL.ai. If you're interested in using AI to present a book for yourself, go check out what Oginga Carr is talking about at ogingacarr.com. And if you want to know how to position yourself as an expert in the marketplace, please go and check out Debbie Allen's expertmarketpositioning.com. I am Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and it is my pleasure to be the host of the Small Biz Chat podcast. If you are a woman in business and you are tired of struggling, you are tired of that hamster wheel, and you want some expert advice, I want to invite you to become a member of Small Biz Lady Academy. It is an exclusive community of women business owners, some that are starting, some that are growing, and I coach all of you how to take your business to the next level. I've taken my 25 years of expertise, put it in this platform. All of our content is in English and Spanish. And here's the greatest thing: you get to get coached live by me twice a month. I give you access to me to answer all of your business questions. And I built this for you because I don't want you to struggle alone. I don't want you to be out here taking advice from Yahoo that cannot help you. I want you to join a confidential, fun community of ladies that are just helping you. All of us are building our businesses together. So go and check out smallbizladyacademy.com. You can try it out 30 days for free. Let me know what you think. Join us. I promise you will take your business to the next level if you do it. And with that, I have a new saying for 2025. I want you to pray like it's all up to God and work like it's all up to you. All right. God bless everybody. Take care.